What's going on, peoples? Welcome to the TM 10-Minute Talk podcast, coming to you for the very first time in video form. How about that? How about that? So, if this isn't your first time, welcome back. Thank you for listening. If this is your first time, if you're new, understand that what I like to do here, I provide commentary on different views that society holds, different, structures we have that I challenge the beliefs a little bit. Another thing I love to do is expose different industries and stuff like that. All right, so let's get into it. Today, I'm talking about something I don't think anybody would call it a conspiracy theory. Not at all. This, and I have evidence. So, this is dealing with potential collusion. This is dealing with potential collusion surrounding Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And this is something that I'm very familiar with. This is part of what I do. And so, yeah, let's talk about it. I have scoured the internet, and this, like I said, this is what I do, and haven't seen anyone talk about this, which is very interesting. It's public information, so I don't know why I haven't heard anything. But somebody's going to say something. I'm going to say something. Like, this is just in front of our faces. And so someone's got to be there to say something. You're my viewer. I want to help you out. Want to help me out. Sadly, there's not much we can do about this, but it's good to know because you need to know the people that you're dealing with. You need to know the mindset of the cryptocracy and, different ones in power. So listen, it is January, mid-January, literally January 15th, right? So in December, okay, hold on. Let me back up. Let me back up. So, Bitcoin, I understand that perhaps someone in my audience is not really familiar with this type of stuff. So let me just explain this. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, digital currency. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and explain what a blockchain is and all that because I probably couldn't even do it. But it's important to know that when dealing with financial markets, a lot of times the price will go up and down based on news that comes out. This is called fundamentals. So when people say fundamental analysis, they're talking about researching different news that comes out, whether good or bad, about a stock or some sort of commodity. So this is what that's talking about. Bitcoin, well, crypto in general is probably the most heavily influenced currency based on fundamentals. So anytime any type of news comes out, you can almost see an immediate impact. And think back to my last episode when I was dealing with self-fulfilling, you know, downwards or upwards spirals. And think about that. All right. So you can make up, like, understand the power that some people have. People who control public thought, they can just make up some BS article, right? Deliver it. New York Times drops it. Next thing you know, price goes down. And you're like, the heck is going on? It could be made up, literally. But the fact that it's that Bitcoin and crypto is so fundamentals driven, you will get an article and you can get the same day impact. And I can easily show that to you on a chart because all I do is look at charts. And so I'm gonna get into what I'm talking about today. So again, just so everyone knows, understand that cryptocurrency is the most heavily fluctuating, you know, um, currency based on of fundamentals, news articles, and that type of stuff. So, December of this past year, 2024, Microsoft and Amazon had meetings about potentially using some of their assets to transfer it to Bitcoin. Now, just, you know, common knowledge and just for your knowledge, Bitcoin is very, at this point, very safe, and it's not going to go to zero. It's not one of these trash coins that that these people on YouTube always are talking about. This is something that's been around for a while, and it's going to be around. There's a verifiable set amount in existence, and that is a fact. So, and it's still, but it's still in the early days. Like this is the price that it's at right now. It could very easily go way up. Think about the fact that you have multiple countries looking into purchasing Bitcoin. You have corporate America that's starting to sneak into it. And imagine a country like China when they get their hands, because right now it's banned in China. Like you're not gonna buy and sell and use it to for purchasing power in China. So just imagine when a market like that gets its dirty hands on Bitcoin. Price is probably gonna soar. But that put that aside. This is just general knowledge that everyone should know. Bitcoin, whether you plan to buy it, who cares? It literally cannot hurt. You see what I'm saying? Getting 1% for anybody, unless you have no money, cannot hurt. And so they had meetings to potentially look into buying or transferring their assets. 1%, remind you, which is a big 1% of what Microsoft owns is a lot of money. So I will say that, but nevertheless, 1% of their assets to Bitcoin. And the meetings happened, and both Amazon and Microsoft said no. So I am now a month and some change removed from that point, and I can tell you what the price of Bitcoin did. So I need to clue you guys in, and maybe I can have some of these articles posted somewhere. I'll try to figure out a way to get these articles because this is very public knowledge. Literally months before, they were talking about possibly shareholders suing Microsoft and Amazon because they weren't willing to look into buying the stuff. And guess what happened when they announced that they were going to meet to possibly buy uh, a little bit of Bitcoin? Price went up. Price went up. Trump got in, price went crazy. All right. And so think about it like this: October, November, and the start of December, prices going up, right? And naturally, any consumer might think, all right, since Trump is talking about his administration possibly buying or transferring more of the country's assets into Bitcoin, one could reasonably assume once we get close to January 20, the price is probably going to go up, right? And so you're kind of like, all right, October went up, November went up, it's December, it's starting to go up. I mean, What's to stop it from going up for 5, 6 straight months? Literally nothing, because it's done that. But guess what happened? They said no. And again, they literally had people threatening to sue. And and not only did they say no, this article from, I think it's called, the website is Geekthink. They said that the vote was almost unanimous. So, what else do we know? We also know that the lovely Biden administration is talking about selling some of its Bitcoin holdings, because we already have Bitcoin, but talking about selling. So I'm gonna piece this together for you guys. I'm sure you guys are very intelligent, so I'm sure you could do it, but I just have to talk through this so we both are on the same page. So we have the Biden administration talking about selling. This is at the same time frame, right? We have Microsoft, Amazon turning down uh, transferring assets of 1% to Bitcoin, a safe thing to do. And so we're looking at that, and I say to myself, what's really going on here? You know what I'm saying? What's really going on? Because for the Biden administration to even consider to sell Bitcoin right now, like you would probably lower our debt, it short term, you know, lower our debt, his presidency doesn't seem like the absolute catastrophe that it was, because, prices and stuff, they can go down. So is this just a selfish thing? Selfishly, they just want to sabotage the country because they just want to look better? Or is there something more going on here? I'm starting to think there's something more going on, because when I look at the chart, December, think about this. The price went all the way up of Bitcoin. Price of Bitcoin was down. It was at, roughly $90,000 at some time in December. It went up to 108,000, over $108,000. Crazy. And to very this Monday, I looked at my chart. The price was at 90. Price was at 90,000. And guess what? Today is Wednesday, or is it Thursday? No, today is Wednesday. Price is almost at 100,000 again. So there are different markets where I understand how price works, and I understand that the banks ultimately have control. Interbank ultimately has control over a lot of these prices. Where they want price to go, they'll just wait for retail traders to go one way, we'll go the other way. Simple as that. So for me, it's not far-fetched to believe that Microsoft and Amazon can just, I feel like I did you a disservice because I didn't add this in earlier, but obviously, just because the company does not own any Bitcoin, that doesn't mean that the board or the shareholders can't privately own whatever they want to. So this is literally insider trading, literally, because they know as well as we do, as soon as they vote down the proposal, the price is going to go down. So everybody, time to sell, because we're going to say no. And what does that? What does that do? That takes money out of you and me, right? So it's very clear to me what's going on here. They just say no, or they say yes, and they know that the price is going to react, so they can privately do what they got to do. Next thing you know, because at that point, everybody, people for a while, people were still saying sell. But then once everybody started saying, you know what, it's time to buy, they just took price down. They just they did that, brought price way down. And as soon as people are like, you know what, maybe price is gonna go down, now it's up. Now it's up like 10%. So this is what they do. This is what they do. And so it's important to talk about this because I didn't see anybody talking about this. They're literally getting away with insider trading right in front of our face. And again, months ago, you got shareholders talking about, you know what, we could actually sue our own company because they're refusing to even consider looking into transferring some of the assets to Bitcoin to completely now 360. Oh, you know what? Unanimous, no, we're not going to do it. So, this is what I present to you. You know, feel how you got to feel. Let me know what you guys think. And we'll probably follow up on this video. But until next time, see y'all.